Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's talk about knock requirements. Okay. Now, this is a concept that many people don't understand, and that's why I'm making this video because it concerns everybody. Okay. Now, it does not concern CEC class. Well, it does, but it does not because if you started working when you were still in the university or college, when you were studying and you started working, then for Canadian experience class, that work does not count as a Canadian experience. Okay, so I mean this is not largely applicable to the Canadian experience class, but for FSW and for PNP candidate, it is very much applicable, especially most importantly for Saskatchewan immigrant nominee program. This thing, knock requirement, it's the basic thing. Okay, so for your knock requirement, there could be, I mean, if you are studying, let's say, a master's program, okay, let's give you an example. You're studying a master's program and simultaneously you start working. You start working as a, let's say, as a sales manager in some company, okay, based on your BBA. Okay, obviously that company hired you based on some qualifications, right? So based on your BBA, you got a sales manager job. Now, if the sales manager knock code, if the knock requirement is, it is, when you open the knock page, it is written at the end of the page. Okay. If the knock requirement is to become a sales manager, you generally need high school certificate. Okay. If that is the knock requirement, high school certificate, then you are above that. You were already a graduate for your bachelor's degree when you started working in that occupation. So, I mean, still you were working during your master's. Okay, but that experience will count for SINP if it was, I mean, full time. Full time is 30 hours per week, 1560 hours a year. Okay, so this is full time work and you're doing it along with your studies. This is valid, this is practical, and it happens with a lot of people. Okay, so make sure always to check your knock requirements when you are applying for Saskatchewan immigrant nominee program, because this is the main concern with SINP. Okay, and similarly, if SINP says that for being eligible for this knock code, you need to have a degree in, let's say, pharmacy, if you're a pharmacist. And you need a degree in pharmacy, but you don't have a degree in pharmacy, rather you have a degree in marketing, then you cannot be a pharmacist because you do not meet the knock requirement. So make sure whichever knock codes that you have selected, go to the knock page. Currently knock 2016 is applicable, but after 1.5 months knock 2021 will be implemented, but the knock requirements are going to be more or less same. So go to the knock requirement, check whether your program, the education requirement in your knock requirement was fulfilled by you or not. And also the concept of the day you became eligible to work in that knock code. Okay, this is the concept. When you're creating express entry profile, probably they ask you this question as well, and many people don't understand, but they just say, they just write a date. Okay. So the concept behind this is same as the knock requirement. The day you meet the knock requirement is the day you become eligible to work in that position, to work in that knock code. And from that day onward, your experience will count. Okay, so for example, if a physician needs MBBS, so unless he has completed MBBS, he is not eligible to become a physician. Similarly, a lawyer, unless he completes his LLB, he is not eligible to become a lawyer. So knock requirements, the day you become eligible to practice in that knock code, this is crucial, especially for SINP. Okay, and for programs like OINP, even if your education and your knock code, they are two different types, they are in different fields, it does not matter. But for SINP, it is a matter of life and death, and people get rejected based on this reason alone. So make sure you meet the knock requirement, and when you're creating your express entry profile, the day you meet the eligibility of knock code, that's fine. Now you know the answer, how to write that answer, because you'll figure out the knock requirement, you will figure out the day you became eligible and you started working, right? And for SINP, it is a matter of life and death. So with these words, and this is Ali Iftikhar, and I'm hoping great things are coming your way.